Hey everyone, welcome back to Everyday English Podcast. I'm Jay.
And I'm Mia. So happy you're here with us today.
How's it going, Mia?
Pretty good. I had 3 video calls today already.
3? Before lunch?
Before lunch. My face hurts from smiling at a camera.
That is a very real problem nobody talks about.
Nobody. Everyone talks about the meetings, not the face pain.
Well, good news. Today we're talking about online meetings.
Perfect. I have so many feelings about this topic.
I can tell. And remote work in general.
Ooh, even better. That's my whole life now.
Mine too, honestly. Quick thing first, everyone.
Yes. If you like the show, hit that like button for us.
And subscribe. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
And if your job is full of video calls, share this with a coworker.
They will relate. All right, let's get into it. So, online meeting. Honestly, harder than in-person meetings.
So much harder. You can't read the room the same way.
Right, no body language, no side conversations.
And there's always at least one tech problem.
Always. Someone's always on mute.
It's a law of nature at this point.
It really is. So today, we'll go from joining a call to ending one.
Plus the whole working from home part.
Exactly. Everything you need to sound confident on camera.
I need this more than anyone. Let's go. Okay, first thing. You click the link and you're in. Now what?
You check your audio. You say, "Can you hear me okay?"
Can you hear me okay? That's the very first thing?
Every single time. Because half the time, the answer is no.
So true. Give me another version.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me all right?
Okay is more American. All right is a bit more British.
A little, yes. But both are totally fine.
Good to know. And then what if someone else can't be heard?
Then you tell them, "You're on mute."
You're on mute, the most famous phrase of the decade.
Honestly, it might be. Everyone says it daily.
How do I say it politely, though? It feels a bit blunt.
You soften it. "Sorry, I think you're on mute."
Oh, adding I think makes it much gentler.
Exactly. And nobody takes it personally anyway.
Because everyone has done it.
Everyone. I talked for a full minute on mute last month.
A full minute? Did anyone stop you?
Nobody. They just waved at me until I noticed.
That is so painful and so relatable.
So, "Can you hear me okay?" and "You're on mute."
2 phrases that open literally every meeting.
Okay, next. The connection gets bad. It happens constantly.
Constantly. What do I say when I can't hear someone?
You say, "Sorry, you're breaking up."
Breaking up. So their voice is cutting in and out.
Exactly. Little pieces missing, hard to follow.
We had that phrase in the phone call episode too.
Good memory. Same phrase, different situation.
I love when they connect like that.
And there's a video version too. You're frozen.
You're frozen. Their picture stopped moving.
Right, and usually they're stuck making a weird face.
Always the worst possible face.
Always. Give me a full sentence with it.
Okay, sorry, you're frozen on my screen. Can you turn your camera off?
Oh, that's a great addition. Turning the camera off helps the audio.
Does it actually?
It really does. Less data, better sound.
That's a genuinely useful tip. What if it's my connection?
Then you say, "I have a bad connection today."
I have a bad connection. Simple and honest.
And if it's really bad, you can say, "I'm going to leave and rejoin."
Leave and rejoin. Turning it off and on again.
The oldest fix in technology.
Works every time, though. Okay, here's my scary part. The 2 minutes before it starts.
Oh, the awkward waiting time.
Yes, just you and one other person staring at each other.
The silence is so loud.
What do I even say?
Easy stuff. How's your week going?
How's your week going? Safe and friendly.
Exactly. Or, how's the weather where you are?
Oh, that's good for international teams.
Really good. People love talking about their weather.
That's true. It's the universal small talk topic.
It really is. Give me one more.
Did you have a good weekend?
Perfect. Especially on a Monday call.
These are so simple. Why do I freeze up?
Because you're overthinking it. Small talk is not a test.
You said that in the workplace episode too.
Because it's still true. Nobody remembers your small talk.
That is weirdly freeing.
It should be. Just be warm and normal.
How's your week going? Okay, I'm using that tomorrow.
Quick break, everyone.
If this is helping you, a like really helps our channel grow.
It genuinely makes a difference. Thank you.
And tell us in the comments, how many video calls do you have a week?
Be honest. We want to know who wins.
Or who loses, really. Okay, back to it.
Okay, this is the big one. Actually speaking up.
Yes. In person, I'm fine. But online, I never know when to talk.
Because there's always a delay. You both start at once.
Exactly. And then you both stop. And then both start again.
The eternal video call dance.
So how do I break in politely?
You say, "Can I jump in here?"
Can I jump in? Ooh, that's confident but polite.
It really is. It signals you have something to add.
Another one?
Sorry to interrupt, but I have a quick thought.
Sorry to interrupt. That's softer.
Right. Use that one when someone's mid-sentence.
And can I jump in when there's a small pause?
Exactly the right instinct.
What if I try and someone talks over me?
Then you wait and say, "Sorry, go ahead."
Sorry, go ahead. Giving them the floor.
And usually they say it back and you talk.
That's very polite ping pong.
Very much so. But it works.
I used to just stay silent the whole meeting.
A lot of people do. And then their ideas never get heard.
That's the real cost, isn't it?
It is. One phrase can change how visible you are at work.
Okay, that motivated me. Can I jump in here? Okay, someone explained something and I understood nothing.
Happens to everyone, in every language.
What do I say without sounding lost?
You say, "Just to clarify, do you mean this?"
Just to clarify. Oh, that sounds smart, not confused.
Exactly. It sounds like you're being careful, not slow.
I love that. Give me another one.
Sure. So if I understood correctly, we're aiming for Friday?
If I understood correctly. And then you repeat it back.
Right, and that confirms it for everyone, not just you.
Oh, so other people benefit too.
All the time. Usually 3 other people were also confused.
And nobody said anything.
Nobody ever does. Be the brave one.
What if I just didn't hear it?
Then could you repeat that last part?
Could you repeat that last part? Adding last part is specific.
Right, it shows you were listening, just missed a piece.
That's a small detail, but it changes everything.
It really does. Vague questions sound like you weren't paying attention.
And specific ones sound engaged.
Exactly. So just to clarify, and if I understood correctly.
My 2 new professional weapons.
Okay, your turn to present. You share your screen.
And immediately something goes wrong.
Naturally. So first you ask, "Can you see my screen?"
Can you see my screen? Always check first.
Always. Otherwise you present to nobody for 5 minutes.
I have done that. Truly humbling.
We all have. Then you say, "I'll walk you through this."
I'll walk you through. That sounds so professional.
It does. It means you'll explain it step by step.
Give me a full example.
Can you see my screen? Great. I'll walk you through the numbers.
Ooh, smooth. What if I need a second to find the file?
You say, "Give me 1 moment, please."
Give me 1 moment. And then?
Then thank them. Thanks for your patience.
Thanks for your patience. That's so nice.
It is, and people notice it. Small courtesy, big impression.
I always just panic and say nothing while clicking.
The silent panic click.
The silent panic click. That's exactly it.
Just narrate a little. It makes the silence comfortable.
That's a great tip, honestly. Okay, what if I disagree with someone? Online, it feels harsher.
It does, because you can't soften it with body language.
Exactly. So, how do I say no politely?
You start by agreeing with something first.
Like what?
That's a good point, but I see it a little differently.
That's a good point. But, oh, that's much softer.
Right. You acknowledge them, then add your view.
Another version?
I agree with most of that. I'd just add one thing.
I'd just add one thing. That's gentle.
Very gentle. And it keeps the conversation open.
What about agreeing? Just saying yes feels boring.
You can say, "That makes a lot of sense."
That makes a lot of sense. Warmer than yes.
Or, "I'm totally on board with that."
On board. Like getting on a ship together.
Exactly that image. You're going the same direction.
I like that. It feels like teamwork.
It is teamwork. And the words shape how it feels.
So that's a good point, and that makes a lot of sense.
2 phrases for the 2 hardest moments in any meeting. Okay, the meeting's ending. How do you close your part?
I usually just stop talking awkwardly.
The fade out. Let's fix that.
Please do.
You say, "That covers everything on my end."
That covers everything on my end. Clean ending.
Right, it signals you're done without just trailing off.
Another one?
Any questions before we move on?
Oh, that hands it back to the group.
Exactly. And what about action items?
Action items. That's the tasks people agreed to do?
Right. Who does what by when?
How do I confirm mine?
You say, I'll follow up on that by Friday.
I'll follow up on that, so I'll take care of it.
Exactly. Adding a day makes it concrete.
By Friday? Yeah, that's much clearer than soon.
Soon means nothing. Everyone has a different soon.
That's painfully true at my job.
And one more. I'll send the notes after the call.
I'll send the note. Very reliable sounding.
It is. People remember who sends the notes.
Is that a career tip disguised as English practice?
It absolutely is.
Okay, let's zoom out. Remote work in general.
Good, because the meetings are just one piece.
Right. What's the phrase for working from home?
Working from home. Or people just say WFH in messages.
WFH. I've seen that in chat and never knew.
Now you do. I'm WFH today means I'm at home.
Simple. What about flexible hours?
Flexible hours means you choose when you work.
I'd love that. As long as the work gets done.
Exactly the idea. And there's work-life balance.
Work-life balance. Everyone talks about that.
Because remote work makes it harder, honestly.
Really? I thought it would be easier.
The commute disappears, which is great.
But
your office is your kitchen. You never really leave.
Oh, that's true. I answer emails at midnight now.
Exactly. So people say, I need to log off.
I need to log off. Like, I'm done for the day.
Right, and it's a good boundary to say out loud.
That's a real phrase people use?
All the time. Sorry, I need to log off. I'll reply tomorrow.
I'm stealing that immediately.
Please do. Your evenings will thank you. Last one. Video call etiquette from home.
Oh, I need this. My background is chaos.
I've seen it. There's laundry.
There is always laundry. So what do I do?
You use a virtual background, or you say something first.
Say something? Like what?
Please excuse the mess behind me.
Please excuse the mess. That's charming, actually.
It is. Owning it is better than hoping nobody notices.
What about noise?
You mute yourself when you're not speaking.
Mute yourself. Right. My neighbor's dog is constant.
And if something happens, you say, sorry about the background noise.
Sorry about the background noise. Good recovery line.
Exactly. Quick apology, move on, nobody cares.
What's your home office like? Be honest.
It's clean, but there's a dead plant behind me.
Your poor plants. Still?
Still. I've replaced it 3 times.
3 times? Just get a fake one.
I'm considering it, honestly. Nobody would know on camera.
Nobody. The camera quality hides everything.
That's the real secret of remote work.
Okay, one more thing. My team is spread across 3 countries.
Oh, then you deal with time zones constantly.
Constantly. And I always get confused.
Everyone does. So the key phrase is, what time works for you?
What time works for you? Simple.
It is, and it puts them in control, which is polite.
Give me another one.
Sure. Would 9 your time work?
Your time. Oh, adding that removes all confusion.
Exactly. Never just say 9. Say 9 your time.
That's such a small fix for a big problem.
It really is. And there's another useful one. I'm 3 hours ahead.
I'm 3 hours ahead. So my clock is later than yours.
Right. Or behind, if it's earlier.
I'm 2 hours behind. Got it.
And for hard cases, you say, that's a bit early for me.
That's a bit early for me. Very polite way to push back.
It is. Much better than just saying no.
Can I suggest a different time after that?
Absolutely. Could we do an hour later instead?
Could we do an hour later? Offering a solution.
Always offer an alternative. It makes you easy to work with.
Do you have early calls?
7 in the morning, twice a week.
7! And you're the world's heaviest sleeper.
I have 4 alarms. 4.
Do they work?
2 out of 3 weeks, yes.
That is not a good record, Jay.
It is not. So what time works for you? And that's a bit early for me.
2 phrases that might save my mornings.
All right, role play. We're on a team call. I'm your coworker.
Okay. Hi, Jay. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear. How's your week going?
Busy, but good. How's the weather where you are?
Rainy all week. All right, let's get started. I'll share my screen.
Sorry, you're breaking up a little. Could you repeat that last part?
Of course. I said I'll share my screen. Can you see it now?
Yes, perfectly. Thanks.
Great. I'll walk you through the timeline for the project.
Can I jump in here? Just to clarify, do you mean this Friday?
Good question. Yes, this Friday.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense.
Any questions before we move on?
No, that covers everything on my end. I'll follow up by Thursday.
Perfect. Thanks, everyone. Great meeting.
Thanks. And scene.
That was excellent. You used about 8 phrases.
I did, and it felt completely natural.
That's the goal. Practice makes it automatic.
Okay, let's go through all of them.
Good plan. Joining. Can you hear me okay? And you're on mute.
Tech problems. You're breaking up. You're frozen. Bad connection.
Small talk. How's your week going? How's the weather where you are?
Speaking up. Can I jump in here? And sorry to interrupt.
Clarifying. Just to clarify, and if I understood correctly.
Presenting. Can you see my screen and I'll walk you through this?
Politeness. Give me one moment and thanks for your patience.
Opinions. That's a good point, and that makes a lot of sense.
Wrapping up. That covers everything on my end. I'll follow up on that.
Remote work. Working from home, flexible hours. I need to log off.
And etiquette. Please excuse the mess. Sorry about the background noise.
Scheduling. What time works for you? And that's a bit early for me.
That is a huge list, but they all felt natural.
Because they are. Pick 3 and use them this week.
So Mia, feeling better about your next call?
So much better. And I'm hiding my laundry.
Or just say, please excuse the mess.
Honestly, that's easier. Okay, everyone. Question for you.
Yes. Tell us in the comments. Do you work from home or in an office?
And which do you prefer? We're really curious.
I'm home, and I love it, except for the dead plant.
Get the fake one, Jay.
I will. If this helped, give it a like and subscribe.
And send it to a coworker who's always on mute.
They need it most. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.